Hello, hello, everyone. Just gonna wait here for a second as I start going live. Okay, it's saying that I'm live. Hello, hello, everyone. Happy Wednesday. Let me just check to make sure that I am live in the group here. One moment. Okay, I see I'm here. Let me just see. Hold on 2 seconds. Okay, yes, I see I am live, so that's perfect. Um, just so you know, drop a hello, live, replay if you're here and you're watching. Like I said, whether you're live or replay, we want to know who is watching, who is taking interest in the subjects that we are teaching every single Wednesday. Okay, my name's Kelsey Bornick. I'm a strategist a success and strategy coach, and I am a co-owner of this Facebook group, Women Coaches Using Facebook Groups to Get Clients. My business partner's name is Cindy Ferguson. She is not here today. She's on a nice little vacation. So, hey, Cindy, I hope you're having a great time. But today we're going to be talking about how to fix a quiet group, okay? So, before we get started, though, again, just say hello in the comments. I don't necessarily see the comments right away. So if you are asking me questions and I'm not getting back to you or I'm not answering, that is why. So I'm just trying to get in here and see if I can actually see the comments through my phone. So just give me a moment here. Okay, I see. Oh, hello, Tamara, Victoria, Heather. Thank you for being here. Awesome. Okay, so I do see you guys there. So that is perfect. So without further ado, let's get going on what today's subject is. So again, today is all about fixing your Facebook group if it feels quiet, okay? And what to fix first when your group feels quiet, because this is a really common issue that people are having. So we want to address exactly what it is. So quiet groups don't usually mean that people aren't interested. That is one myth that you can kind of just get over. That isn't true, okay? What it usually means is that the group needs fixing in some way or another, right? And this is good news because we can fix it, right? And it's not normally everything. It's usually just a few, one or two things that really are making the whole group feel flat. Versus more alive, okay? So today I'm going to walk you through what to fix when your Facebook group feels quiet, and really stop guessing about what to do next. Stop over posting, right? That's a big thing. And start creating a group that really feels alive. That's what we all want, right? We want community. That's what 2026 is all about. It's about community, getting together, collaboration, feeling like you have a place to live, especially with an online business, right? Because we often feel alone in our journey. So we join Facebook groups to not only learn new things, but we also join them for the community aspect, right? So let's talk about what we really can do. But actually, before that, even, I wanted to say that a lot of people panic when their Facebook groups get quiet, right? They think, again, like I said before, that they need to post more. They think that maybe they need better graphics or they need more people. They need to be more consistent. And most of the time, that isn't what is actually happening, right? Sometimes those things matter, but most of the time, the real issue is a quiet group is a sign that you've kind of lost momentum, right? Lost clarity, lost the connection with your group, right? Are you asking them enough questions? Are you getting them into conversations? Or are you just constantly teaching them, right? So think about that. Think about what you're posting. Are you constantly posting stories, teaching moments, different things like that? Or are you actually engaging with the people and asking them questions and making them think in an easy way? Okay, we're not talking like we're trying to create someone to make a comment that's like a novel long. We want simple, easy questions that we can answer, right? It feels a lot safer that way when it's just easy. It comes to top of mind. I can quickly comment and then move on, right? So your group might not be giving people a reason to talk, right? So just like I was saying, if you're just posting, teaching, announcing, dropping value, people will come in, consume, and then leave without really engaging on the content, right? That doesn't mean that they're not getting value and they're not seeing your posts, but it just means that they're just consuming versus consuming and engaging, right? And a group really needs to have conversation points, okay? So our content, the whole purpose of our content is to open up the doors to attract the right people, right? To help people recognize and identify themselves, right? But most importantly, it is to start conversations, right? It's not just content. Content without a purpose behind it, without a next step, without a follow up, is pointless content. You might as well not even put it out there at all, okay? So if every post feels like a mini lecture, people will stay quiet, okay? What really helps give them simple openings to participate are things like an easy opinion post, right? Easy check-ins, easy posts that feel safe to reply to, right? So like I was just saying a moment ago, we want to ask questions that are easy, that the person doesn't feel like they have to write a novel in the comments to be able to articulate their answer properly. We really want to keep it really simple. How can I ask a question that will get people involved, get people interested, but also is a simple answer that will come to the top of their mind and make them want to engage on that post, okay? Because if it feels like work to engage, most people won't, okay? They're gonna go for the easy things versus the hard things where they have to think a lot, okay? So number 2 fix really is that your content might be a little too broad. And we see this all the time. This is a really big one. If your group content is too general, people don't know if it's for them, right? They can't self-identify themselves in the content. So they read it and they think, this is a nice post, right? But they don't really feel pulled into the post. They don't get that emotional pull, right? That interest. And quiet groups often need to have that sharper messaging, okay? So get clearer on your messaging. Who are you helping? How are you helping? What do you do to help them, right? Think about all the different aspects around your client avatar and really pull in that sharp language so the person can really self-identify in your messaging, right? So the clearer the problems, clearer the language, and clearer are your outcomes. So that's why the messaging is so important, because people need to be able to look at something quickly, self-identify, feel like it resonates, and then move forward, right? If they have to think about it, then they probably are just going to move forward without looking back, right? Without looking back and thinking, oh, that was something that really interests me, or without even engaging, right? So we want to be very clear on our messaging. And the more specific our content is, the more your people will feel seen, because they'll feel like you're in their head, right? They'll feel like you know exactly what they're feeling at this moment. And when people feel seen, they will respond. When people feel seen, they will respond, okay? When they're identifying themselves, they're going, oh my gosh, yes, this is me. I had this problem or I'm having this problem, right? They'll be able to really see themselves in it, and then they'll respond accordingly. So fix number 3 would be, you may be nurturing publicly, but not moving people privately. Okay, so this is when we just stay in the comments. We're actually not moving them into the DMs and getting into a deeper conversation and really deepening that relationship, right? This one really matters a lot. A group can look quiet on the surface and still have buying energy in the background, okay? So let me just say that again. Your group can look quiet on the surface and still have buying energy in the background, okay? But if you're only posting in the group and not starting conversations behind the scenes, you're leaving, you're really leaving a lot on the table, right? You're leaving a lot of money on the table because people are just moving on, right? This is where so many people get stuck, right? They get stuck. They're wanting for the group to magically become loud enough before they really make offers or before they move forward in their conversations and their content strategies, right? But really, it's the other way around. We show up before other people show up, okay? But that's not how we execute, right? We use the group to warm people up, and then we use simple natural DMs to really deepen that connection with them. Learn some more about them. Take a look at their profile. Really get invested in who this person is, right? Why should we care? We care because we also want them to care, right? So if we care, they're going to care more, right? And this needs to come from a place of being genuine and authentic, not faked caring, okay? Let me just say that again, not fake caring, okay? This is so important, right? We are online, we are trying to help people for a reason. So let them see that part of you. Let them see the authenticity, the raw moments, all of it, right? Because that is what your people are going to be resonating with. Now, fix number 4 is your group may be missing a weekly rhythm. We actually talked about this last week in our live, and if you didn't catch that and you're really interested, let me know, and I can give you the link for the replay of last week. I just wanted to say, just looking down for a minute, I see a few more people, Danielle and Vicky, Alicia. Thank you for being here. Awesome, awesome. I hope you're getting value so far. Give me a wave in the comments here, a high five, anything you want. Thank you for being here. So again, your group may be missing the weekly rhythm, and I will send you the link if you want that from last week's live. If the group feels random, people treat it like kind of background noise, okay? They don't understand what's going on. There's no real movement moving forward, right? It kind of feels static. And so this is one of the fastest ways, what I'm going to tell you is one of the fastest ways that you can really wake up your group and get back into that rhythm and create a rhythm, okay? So first off, you're going to have do a live, right? And I like to do lives once a week. You really don't have to do more than that. If you want to, you can, okay? And then we are going to start a conversation from that post, right? How are we following up with people from our lives? And then we also want to do a value post with a purpose, okay? A value post with a purpose. And I like to add in stories so people can really resonate with the fact that I've been there before, right? And I know exactly how it feels to be in the position that you're in today, okay? And then we want to really make clear invitations. What is the next step? What is the next step that you're trying to do? So every time you put out a piece of content, I want you to think about what is the next step and where am I trying to lead them? Everything should lead to something, right? Even if it's just building that relationship, right? Just building that relationship until you are ready to make an offer with them, right? So that consistency of doing that every month, right, is doing, like I said, doing the live every week, having conversations from each of your posts, giving value posts with a purpose, right, making clear invitations to the next step. That consistency really builds trust within your group, and trust builds momentum, okay? So that's really important. Hi, Mary Lynn, thanks for joining. Okay, so let's reframe your thoughts about a quiet group. Okay. So if your group is quiet right now and you're just feeling that sting, you totally understand what I'm talking about during this live, right? I really want you to hear this part right now. A quiet group is not a dead group. A quiet group is not a dead group. Okay, so like I said, it can look quiet on the surface, but really have that buying energy on the background. Okay, and that is really up to you. It's up to you on how are you following up with your people, right? It's up to you on how are you being a leader within that space, right? It also is up to you to create more structure, create better conversation points, right? Know when you're going to make conversation, right? If you're putting out a post, you're like, okay, I need to be available so I can come back and I can converse and I can take people from the comments into the DMs, right? Make that connection, make that relationship and deepen it, right? Using stronger messaging, right? It's up to you to create stronger messaging. Make sure you're really talking to your ideal people, okay? They want to see themselves in your messaging and really make a cleaner movement into the DMs, okay? So really tightening that process of going from content to comment to DMs to the next step, right? Which could be an event, it could be another paid offer, whatever it is for you, okay? So that's what we focus on, right? We focus on that rhythm. We focus on those key things that we mentioned. It's not about throwing more random content at the problem, right? It's not hoping people will engage and, that all of a sudden appears, right? Like magically. It's actually about fixing those parts that create the client movement, okay? And I gave you 3 today that really will help you and are really common in most quiet groups, okay? And this is the big part really of how we approach client attraction, okay? We don't rely on noise. We don't build around chasing vanity, engagement, or metrics, okay? That is not important. We don't need to go viral to make money, okay? We focus on creating the kind of content, conversations, and pathways that turn attention into actual clients, okay? And that means looking at what's really happening inside your audience journey right now. What are they seeing? What are they responding to? What are they getting stuck on? And how are you moving them from group member to conversation to then client, right? You want to really know what is your pathway. And that's when everything starts to work, right? When you really understand how you're moving clients through your system, things will start moving around. And when you really fix all of these things, your group again starts to feel completely different to you, okay? You're no longer just waiting for someone to reach out to you. You're being proactive and starting to build those relationships, okay? So that is super important. Oops, dropped my mouse. Okay, and because this is one of the biggest missing pieces for people, I created something to make this a little bit easier for you. So it's called the Plug and Play DM openers. These are just simple openers to help you transition from comment to the DMs. This is where a lot of people get stuck, right? They just kind of stay in the comments, which comments are really important because that's going to boost the algorithm. It's going to push your content out to more people. But people don't feel safe in comments, right? You can't deepen the relationship in comments. You want to do that in private. So these plug and play DM openers are really simple conversation starters for you that you can use when you're trying to warm someone up. People are engaging and watching, but you feel like they're sitting quietly in your world, right? We need a natural way to really just open up the conversation, right? Give them the opportunity to speak. Give them the opportunity to speak, okay? People like to talk about themselves, their businesses, their families, so on and so forth. So are you giving your audience the opportunity to speak, or are you just speaking at them? Okay, let me just say that again because I think this is really important. Are you giving your audience an opportunity to speak, or are you just speaking at them? right? So that is super important. And because again, the goal is to not just to have a busier group, right? If you have a busier group but there's still no sales and there's still nothing happening, then that doesn't really matter either, right? The whole point is that we are trying to create a system, a rhythm to create client movement inside your group. Okay, so if you want more support with this, come join us next week inside the Client Attraction 5-Day Sprint. We are super excited to be holding this event again. This is one of our most popular events that people come to. This is for the person that's really tired of guessing, okay? They're tired of guessing. Sorry, I was just looking down to see if there's any comments. I see a couple more people coming in, so hello, hello. But sorry, let me get back to it. So this is for the person that really wants to stop guessing, clean up their messaging, create stronger content that really builds stronger conversations, okay? And actually build momentum with people already in your world, okay? So this is gonna be so much fun. It's 5 days. It starts on Monday. It goes through until Friday. There's prizes for participation, okay? There's some prizes you can win. You can check out the guide section to get started. And also there's a link there to register. But if you are interested in this, right? If you want to go deeper into these pieces and actually create attraction and conversion, okay? Then just drop sprint below and I will get you the link to learn more, register, and of course answer any questions that you have. Okay, so I'm going to leave you with this. A quiet group does not need more noise. Okay, so it doesn't mean that you need to load it with more content. It needs clearer leadership, clearer strategy, and a stronger conversation behind the scenes with your people. Okay, momentum comes from fixing what really matters first. Don't focus on all of the other stuff that you could be doing. Focus on the things that really matter and that move people forward. All right. This was a great class today. I hope that you guys all got value out of this. You maybe just drop value in the comments if this really hit for you. And again, let me know if you were live. I can see you guys, but I don't see anyone commenting. So I see you watching, but you're not commenting. So please, again, I might not just be seeing them right now as well. So let's talk, let's have some conversation about how we can move your group from being quiet into a more buyer's journey in the background, okay? And if you're interested in learning this strategy even deeper, then please join us next week starting on Monday. Just drop sprint and I will get you the information. Okay, everyone, thank you for being with me today. We will see you next week. Bye for now.